Hello everyone, welcome back to the iSNF Cup Series. We are here at Kansas Speedway today for the Yellow Brick Road 200. And I'm joined once again by Tony Trapasso in the booth. Hello, Tony.
NTM, there's no place like home. And you were there, and you were there, and you were there. Oh, God. Welcome to Kansas, everybody.
And for some reason, that's down a lot lower than I wanted. That's fine.
Well, oi.
I'm assuming someone just crashed.
Somebody might want to check on Lindsay Lyles, make sure she's okay. Because she just went through a wall.
Ow. Yeah. That's never ideal. Hopefully that doesn't happen during the race. Guess we'll find out. But once again, as usual, we are joined by Rhea Ferris. Hello.
Well, good evening, guys. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Better than some, not as well as others.
So we're at the one of the cookie cutter race tracks, but also one of the fan favorites and driver favorites too. So you expect 2 and 3 wide pretty consistently throughout this race, and should be done on a fairly clean basis. These guys here at iSNF, they really love their mile-and-a-half tracks. Yet again, just showed last night too in the Truck Series race where we raced at Charlotte, and out of 100 laps, the only caution we had was on lap 1 where a couple people spun their cold tires, and that was it. We went 98 laps of green. So this league has gone caution free at Kansas, Kentucky. They continue to impress me time and time again at these mile-and-a-halfs. So
yeah. I was going to say, didn't you guys go caution-free last time we were here?
I want to say yes.
I'm looking it up now, and you did.
Okay. And we're pretty close at Atlanta as well, another mile-and-a-half. So these guys just do typically very well, like I said. And no, so my over-under today, let's get this out of the way early. I'm going to put it at 5. Just put it at 5. Nice solid middle ground there of the single digit numbers. I don't expect to go over that number myself. That's why I'm putting it right at 5. What do you guys think?
I'll take a lower. I'll take a lower.
Okay.
I think.
I'm going to take the exacta.
Exacta? Okay. But what do you say we try to bring somebody up here into the booth before we get started? Maybe a new perspective. How about not only a new perspective, but a new driver to iSNF? Let's see if we can grab JB Banner's twin brother, Jake Banner. It's not Jake from State Farm. I have asked him if he was wearing khakis, and he said no. But
no, wait a second. The 42 did run a State Farm sponsorship at one time.
Let's see if we can bring Jake Banner up into the booth here and see what his plans are for today's race. Driver of that Petty GMS number 42, Jake Banner. Do you have a copy, sir? Jake Banner, this is Rhea in the booth. You have a copy? I know that he was talking just a second ago. That's why I picked on him.
He may have hit the wrong push to talk.
He may not be hitting the right button, too. So, yeah, push to talk. But anyway, getting an idea of the 42 car again, like I was saying, that's a twin brother of JB Banner, longtime member of iSNF. So, welcome aboard. I know he's been here only a week or two, but we'll try to interview him at a later time. Meanwhile, see if we can maybe grab. Let's bring Derek Cook up here. Derek never gets any kind of time to chat with us. Derek, where did I move him to? I just moved him somewhere, and I can't find him now.
Looking to.
Moved him to the wrong. There he's moved him to the general chat instead of the broadcast booth. Derek Cook, do you have a copy?
Yeah, gotcha.
Hi, Derek. This is Rhea in the booth. We brought you up here in the booth just to kind of find out what your perspective was on today's race at Kansas. We don't get to talk to you very much, and you're one of the founding members of iSNF, so we appreciate you and your consistent loyalty to the league. You've been with us for almost 2 years now. So, what do you have to say about Kansas, how the season's going so far for you and your teammates, etc.? Any plans out there to stay out of trouble and possibly get a W?
Well, that's always the plan, is to stay out of trouble. But I think tires are going to pay kind of pay a big deal here. But it's kind of wide open. But I'm not sure I haven't been in the draft very much, so I'm not sure how everything's going to handle when we get bunched up. But I'm always hoping for some good luck.
Yeah. So how's the season so far? I mean, you're pretty far up there in the points. You're pretty solid in the playoff. If we were to go live in the playoff now, you'd be locked in. What's your take on trying to stay in that realm of competition and just knocking out some consistent finishes? What do you do to get those consistent top tens every single week? It seems.
Well, I usually try to find a nice little pocket and just somewhere to race with at the beginning. Then when we get around the last 50, 100, something like that to go, I start to work my way up. And usually everybody's got the crashing and stuff out of their system.
Yeah, 10-4. I'm with you. Guys, I have a privilege of racing side by side or bumper to bumper with Derek for many of races and laps. He and I seem to be very similar on the skill level, and we never wreck each other. Well, I wouldn't say never. I think maybe I got into you once at like a play track or something, but that happens.
You try to purposely use him up when you guys are racing around each other.
Exactly. We have a lot of respect for each other. I can't remember having any altercations with him at all. One of the cleanest drivers we have in iSNF, and we're lucky to have him. Any questions from you guys before we let Derek go back to racing?
Not right off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, Derek, do you have anybody to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Oh yeah, I'd give a shout out to my wife and my mom and dad. They usually watch the broadcasts. They try to catch tune in when they can. But they're the ones that keep the wheels on the car, so to speak.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, Derek, and we'll hopefully see you on the podium pretty soon.
Oh yeah, hopefully I can get lucky.
All right, my friend. See you then.
See ya.
All right, I was driver number 4 there, Derek Cook, the Subway car out there. Hopefully he'll have some good luck here at Kansas, but yeah. So what kind of weather are we looking at here? I think it's right spot on. I think it's isn't it 65 right on the button, because that's actually what it is in Kansas City as we speak too. So 65, a little bit of a wind. It's pretty typical for this time of year in the Midwest.
It's not as bad as we've seen it, because I think last time we were here, that wind was gusting up to about 14.
Oh, yikes.
Oi!
Oh.
That's going to leave a mark.
All right there, Tommy.
I'm telling you, I had a great camera shot of that. The flagman waving the checkered flag for practice, and then that happening in the background.
Well, again, if you are liking the camera angles that you're seeing tonight, folks, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment in the live chat so you can get entered into tonight's drawing for free Sim Racing Media ESBN merchandise. We will be giving away merchandise with every broadcast. You get an entry. And then head on over to the Facebook page and like the Sim Racing Media Facebook page and leave a comment on one of the posts over there. And again, we will be giving away free merchandise. We've already given away a couple of T-shirts, a hoodie, a couple of hats have already gone. So again, we're doing this. I believe it's lasting until Tuesday. Don't quote me on that exact date, but just Like, favorite, subscribe, share, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action, considering that tonight is the first of 3 races. At 8:20, we will be having the Fired Up Esports, or no, at 7:20 is the Fired Up Esports series as they go to their next round. And at 8:30, we will have Sunday Night NASCAR. Qualifying underway right now, though, as Harry Chandler currently sitting atop the pile.
Harry Chandler, one of Team Penske's newest drivers. Alex Wegert had a schedule change at his job, so he has to work weekends now. So Harry Chandler coming on board to Team Penske, driving that number 2 machine this week. Welcome aboard. Yeah, qualifying underway. It is mandatory in this league, so hopefully everybody will go ahead and get that lap or 2 in. Meanwhile, I know that the points chase is, or the points race, I should say, is getting a little tense there as well. If you guys wanted to take a look at that prior, but anyway, Chris Worrell, I guess, is up to the point since I even barely said that. So good luck to you guys, and hopefully we'll talk again soon or later, but probably more later than sooner, because if I talk to you sooner, that means I got wrecked. So
Best of luck to you tonight, Rhea.
thank you. We'll
good
talk
luck.
again soon. All right, bye.
So, yeah, like she mentioned, Chris Worrell going quick time so far. But
Yeah, and
she was absolutely right about that points battle. That's a slugfest.
yeah, it's pretty close up there. I mean, we got a decent gap between 6th and 7th, but apart from that, those 2 sort of groups, the top 6 and then everyone else, all pretty close. And then it is almost getting to that time when we need to start looking at who's going to be making it into the final 12 spots, I believe.
Yeah.
We're getting close to that time, and it's an absolute fight. 13th, 14th, and 15th are all within 4 points of each other.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like she mentioned, Alex Weigert, his schedule changed, so we don't know when or if we're going to see him back this season. Who currently has a number 13 spot. So you need to go all the way down to Ian Humphreys in 16th. Still has a chance of making this. Between Joey Manis, Isaac Wilson, John Hopley, and Ian Humphreys, there's still a lot of jockeying that could take place. And for that matter, Chad Waller still has a shot at making the playoffs in 17th.
Yeah, absolutely. And, if Chris Worrell can keep up any sort of momentum, then I'm sure his 20th place is going to be being upgraded quite a lot, because we do still have... I'm just checking the amount of races left. 1 second. This one and 7. So 8 races still until the beginning of that chase. So still plenty of time for them, but
and we're going to we're going to a handful of tracks that Worrell has a lot of good luck at. Biggest one being next week's Coke 600.
Yes, yeah.
So everybody needs to keep in mind that we will be starting 2 hours early next week.
Yep, absolutely. And shall we take the moment to look at the grid?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Chris Worrell starting on pole, as we've seen. Zachary Taylor with exactly the same time by the looks of things. So pretty much nothing to separate them on 1 lap pace. We'll see how it is in the long run.
1/10,000th of a second.
That is close. And row 2 is going to be Jalen Battle and Marcus Hagman. They're going to be very close in tow. Row 3, Gavin Marlin and Austin Cook. Row 4, Skylar Carnes and Harry Chandler. Row 5, Joey Manis, Chad Waller.
Charles Robinson and David Mulvey going to roll off in row number 6. Row 7 sees Jeff Wimmer and Justin Barkley. Jonas Force and Isaac Wilson rolling off in row 8. Row 9 is going to give us Lindsey Lyles and Linus Wilson. Linus Brostrom, sorry. Hermie Sadler and Jason Ricketts rounding out row 10. Row 11, Emily Urias and Eugene Thorne.
Yep, so row 12 is going to be Tristan Rivers and Derek Cook, with row 13 being Brian Chu and Stephen Sear. Row 14, Michael Iskandar and John Hopley. Row 15, Clarence Prince and Rhea Ferris. Let's just keep going. Row 16, Ian Humphreys and Robert Rowe. Row 17 is going to be Emily Fagrell and Brian Treadwell. Row 18, Bob Wyckoff and Jake Banner, which would make row 19, JB Banner and Joey Burgee. And row 20 to round us off, so 40 car grid here. Johnny Castle and Colin Z. So it doesn't look like he's starting.
Zimmer just had a throughput.
That would explain not starting.
Correct. But as you heard Rhea mention, weather conditions relatively cool here for the Kansas area. Winds have been gusting up to about 10 miles an hour out of the south. So they're getting a nice cross breeze coming through 1 and 2. That's something we're going to have to keep an eye on tonight. 4 sets of tires to get it done, 65% fuel fill, no fast repair tonight. So as the cars start to roll, Jason, predictions?
I'm not going to predict anything about certain drivers, because then, as we know, then it will just curse them, but I just predict a nice, clean race.
Absolutely, because these guys have gone flag to flag before. As the field working its way through the 3-4 complex, no, there's still 1 and 2.
No?
Well, pace car peels on off. The only thing that's left for me to say is it's time to wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, pop some popcorn and settle in. And tell Auntie M we're home, because race fans, it's showtime! Burrell in battle in lockstep right now on the low lane. They've got the 33 of Gavin Marlin there with him. Gavin making a return to the league. We haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. The 47 of Skylar Carnes there as well. The 62 of Zach Taylor not having a good time of it on that outside lane yet. But as the tires start to wear out, that second lane is going to become more and more effective. As they were 3 wide for a second there going into 1.
Yeah, already racing for their positions. Gavin Marlin, as we've said, up 2. He's now in 3rd. Looking back, no massive movers yet, but you wouldn't expect it. It's lap 2. Marlin trying that outside lane on Chris Worrell here. Zach Taylor moves up to block 3 wide across the stripe. I have no idea who would have got that lap.
Well, Taylor wisely backing out of it. We've said it time and time again, Jason. Worst thing you can hear your spotter say is 3 wide, you're the meat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taylor giving Worrell all he can handle right now. Throws the low side charge as Worrell's going to lose a couple here, it looks like. Nope. Austin Cook going to slot back in the line. But Worrell is your top running Toyota. The next Toyota is Eugene Thorne down in 22nd spot. So Worrell kind of getting ganged up on with all his domestic cars around him. He's in a sea of Chevys right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And no lack of action here. Everyone's still jockeying for position. But yeah, as you said, Chris Worrell, unfortunately, only going backwards at the moment. But we've seen him come through at the end of races, so I don't doubt that he can do it again.
Absolutely. As you got Ford on Chevy crime at the front of this thing, Zach Taylor's Chevy is taking it to Gavin Marlin's Ford. Those easy, son. These guys are racing like it's lap 125 instead of just lap 5.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure he meant to move it up that deep, but
Probably not. We
worked it
can
out
hope that he didn't.
anyway. Yeah, worked out anyway.
Name we haven't talked a lot about is the 31 of Charles Robinson. Real good run out of the 31 so far as he's side by side with Austin Cook. Austin forces him down onto the apron going through the tri-oval portion of the track. They are still side by side, door to door at the front of this piece. That's Marlin on the low side, Zach Taylor on the high side in the 62. And they're still neck and neck behind them. Back around Marcus Hagman in Jonas Fors, the battle for 10th right there, as they've got the 8 of Joey Maines on the top side is the Jeepers.
I mean, this is some great pack running at the moment, but one thing I've noticed is that Jalen Battle, having started in 3rd, he's now down in a battle for 12th. So I'm not quite sure what happened to him to go that far backwards, but
I don't see any damage on the car.
I don't think there is any.
Looks like he just dropped back to pick up his Hendrick Motorsports teammates.
Could well be it, actually.
Huh.
As, obviously you want some tactical team moves. If they're expecting a low caution race, then it does make some sense. They've just got to make sure to not lose track of the top group.
Yeah, absolutely. As we got a little bit of a breakaway starting to form at the front of this piece. Top 8 cars starting to pull the gap on Worrell. As Worrell is now falling back into the clutches of Hagman, Fors, Battle, and Urias. As they continue to run side by side.
Even 3 wide.
Yeah. Good.
Whoa, a bit of a touch between the 33 and the 47.
Well, that started with the 7 giving a hip check to the 7. Or 33, I mean.
Yeah, it was close, but they held it all together, so no problem with that one. Here comes Harry Chandler on Skylar Carnes.
Yeah, as you said, as we mentioned in the pre-race, Chandler subbing for... Excuse me. Chandler currently subbing for Alexander Weigert as Weigert real world. They're getting chippy at the front of this thing.
Yeah, they're getting pretty close to each other a bit further back as well, don't worry about it. And I'm not sure if they've got completely legal fuel in that 62. They're going to check that for jet fuel.
Yeah, they're going to have to, because he's already a second to the good over that battle for second between Cook and Chandler.
Absolutely. It's just ran away.
Problem is we're only working lap 14, as we expect the fuel window to be right around 25 to 30 laps with a 65% fuel fill tonight. You got to wonder, is Taylor going too hard too soon in that 62?
Well, maybe so.
I believe Rhea said he's one of the newer names to the league.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah. I think that's right. I mean, he's still looking for his first win here at iSNF, and
Right.
up in the front now, but obviously still only lap 16.
Absolutely. Skylar Carnes trying to work with Austin Cook here to try to reel these guys in the front of them. As yeah, the field's starting to get a little stretched out towards the front, but Linus Brostrom in the 22, slugging it out with a 14 of Isaac Wilson right now. As the battle rages on from about 10th back.
Yeah, that second pack's looking about as feisty as the top pack, actually. They're all just sort of racing. Ooh, Emily Urias maybe getting into the wall there, getting into Jalen Battle. That's going to be our first caution of the race.
There it goes.
Battle's around. Don't know if there's going to be big damage on that car. It's probably not going to be too bad, but there was contact.
Looks like Urias just got just lost the air off the spoiler because Battle came up, and as she was coming off a 2, it was right behind Rhea Ferris, and it looked like all the air got taken off of the 99 spoiler there. Yeah, the car just the back end washed out coming off a 2. And unfortunately, as she went to go chase it, Jalen Battle is unfortunately there.
Hmm.
Not a big surprise that we are seeing wholesale pit stops right now. We are currently working lap 18 of 133. This is the iSNF Cup Series, the Yellow Brick Road 200?
Yep. 200.
200. Round number 13 from Kansas. So, Jason Soffer, Tony Trapasso in the booth with you tonight. And again, folks, if you want to get entered into tonight's drawing, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps share the videos with the YouTube nation. As the more thumbs up a video gets, the more likely it is to be shared on people's homepage as they log into YouTube. And also, don't forget to throw a comment in the video to get entered into tonight's drawing for free merchandise, compliments of the Esports Broadcasting Network and Sim Racing Media, our parent company. Currently, Mike Iskandar electing to stay out, as is Justin Barkley, as we are under caution number 1 here, working lap 19 of 133 from Kansas. Iskandar and Barkley both staying out. Iskandar currently sitting up 26. So we're going to see how well track position is going to work for him, considering everybody behind him took fuel only.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I think there are at least a couple drivers who have taken their first set of tyres.
Well, you got to kind of be careful because they've only got 4 total sets.
I'm not sure how well that's going to work for them because that's really early to take your tyres. So to be honest, I think that's going to be too early for those guys. But
I'm looking at the people that did take tires. Joey Maines, Gavin Marlin, Jonas Spores, and I believe Charles Robinson, all electing to take tires there. So keep your eye on Marlin's 33. He was strong before the caution. He's got the freshest tires in the top 10 right now.
Not exactly sure why, but Hermie Sadler's in the pits again.
Well, that's not good. Maybe just looking to pack it full of more fuel. Yeah, and that's exactly what he did.
Fair enough.
Field went 1 to green, and he went, yep, I'm playing the fuel strategy here. So it's going to be interesting to see how long Iskandar and Barkley can hang on, considering that we were thinking that the fuel window on a 65% fuel fill, it's only going to be 25, maybe 30 laps. And those two guys they didn't come down to get anything done under that last caution. As the lights do go out on the Ford Mustang GT500 pace car, the official pace car of iRacing, Iskandar going to have the button as the field works its way into the 3-4 complex, Jason.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I think obviously taking fuel was the best call for them here, as we do go green. Pretty good restart for everyone involved at the moment.
Here comes Skylar Carnes working that top side with the 21 of Barkley. Zach Taylor 62 is right there as well, looking to make it 3 wide, thinks better of it. And then looks to the inside, we're 3 wide.
Ooh, pushes the 43 up a bit. Contact with the 21, hold that. He's held it, but they haven't. That's going to be big.
I believe the phrase you're looking for is bull in a china shop. Good grief.
Yep. Alright, where to start?
Well, I would start watching the 62 as coming through 3 and 4. He got up into the 30, forces the 43 up. Skylar Carnes does check up to let the 43 in, because the 62 was not given any space to anybody.
Yeah.
Continues up the track, gets into the quarter panel of the 21. Then gets into the wall himself. Skylar Carnes nowhere to go. 21 loses a nose. Watch the C's part for Marcus Hagman as all hell breaks loose behind him. Chad Waller involved. Emily Urias involved. Linus Brostrom, heavy contact. Brian Chu, heavy contact.
I see what you mean about the seas parting for Hagman.
Oh, yeah.
As no surprises here with some more pit stops. But
51 catching a piece. Jeepers.
I think if they keep it a bit calmer on the restarts, then we definitely have the makings for some long green flag runs. But
well, the good news is we're going single file.
yeah. Very true.
That's going to hand the lead of the race over to Austin Cook in the 7. Again, we haven't seen Austin at the front in a little bit. I believe last time we saw him there was Atlanta.
I think you'd be right. Obviously, Austin Cook now a substitute driver. He doesn't have a full-time ride. I'm pretty sure something like schedule didn't allow it
Right.
normally, so he's one of the drivers that we would expect to see up at the front when he's here.
Worrell's 20 back up towards the front after escaping by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at everybody that did get into that one. Johnny Castle's 34, the 38 of Waller. Bob Wyckoff's 41, the 37 of Robert Rowe. Jeff Wimmer's 15. Marcus Hagman just barely missed, and he elected to come down and get more fuel packed into that car. Joey Burgess 1 caught a huge piece of it. Tristan Rivers 18. Damian Mulvey's 51, the 25 of Hermie Sadler. Looks like he caught a piece of it. Justin Barkley's 21 caught a huge piece of it. Skylar Carnes is still in the pits trying to get that car fixed. Same for Mike Iskandar. Spent over 2 minutes on pit road making sure that car was spick and or span. Emily Urias had an issue. Zach Taylor. Linus Brostrom is still on pit road. And Lindsay Lyles just got back from having her connection issues.
Yeah, I believe Taylor's no longer in the session.
You are correct. Taylor and Lyles had just logged back in, and she had another throughput. So connection issues wreaking havoc on Lindsay tonight. So unfortunately, she's not going to get too many laps here. As the lights go out and we go single file. Pace car is in. Cook has the button as he gets into the restart zone. Holds him down. Green flag comes out, and we are back underway. Side by side, Worrell looking to get the lead away from Cook. Coming through 1 and 2, Worrell going to make that low side work. The 33 of Marlin on the top side on the fresh tires. Has the freshest tires of anyone around him. And just like that, Gavin Marlin to the point.
Yeah, but it's that argument again. Would he have used the tyres a bit too soon? Because he's probably going to be running out of them towards the end of the race. But obviously still worth some bonus points getting some laps led now. As I try not to trip over my own words.
We can English today, folks. We promise we both can.
Looking at Brian
the 16
Treadwell.
and the 8. Yeah, Treadwell up 28 right now. Slugging it out with the 8 of Joey Maines. And here comes the 14, Isaac Wilson, back towards the front. Rhea Ferris right there as well in the top 10, currently sitting in the number 7 spot, up 23. Clarence Prince in the 45 is up 21. So that second accident really shook the field up.
Yeah, I mean it being right at the front, then naturally took out some of the front runners that we were seeing and made way for some new front runners, some still more familiar.
Absolutely, as Maines working the inside of Isaac Wilson, coming off of 2 now. He's got Rhea Ferris to help on that low side as she's slugging it out with Clarence Prince in the 45. 16 into the wall through 3.
Yep.
Treadwell got the dreaded arrow push and just brushed that wall. Was able to get it corrected and didn't get sucked into it like we have seen.
Yeah, unfortunately, hitting the wall never going to help. A bit of movement down the backstretch.
A little?
Yeah, just some.
Like saying Jeffrey Dahmer was mildly disturbed. And Ian Humphreys still rocking that throwback scheme from last week. I am digging the Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace throwback scheme.
Whoa, Austin
Into the
Cook.
wall in the backstretch.
I know there was some contact involved, but I didn't see exactly what.
He pushed up coming off of 2, got into the safer barrier, and the 16 started to finish him off, and then Maine's absolutely nowhere to go. Hits the field goal and drop kicks Austin Cook into that inside wall. So we are under caution number 3 for the night.
Yeah, Cook hit the outside wall off 2, and then 16 didn't have any choice but to give him a little tap.
He had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So, want to check in with everybody that's watching in the live chat right now. Stacy Ferry saying, "Go, Mike Iskandar." Unfortunately, Mike has some heavy damage. He is back out on track, but he's a couple laps down right now. Taker 432. I have to agree with you that that second caution was very avoidable. Just a little over aggression early on here. And Rivers Frozen, let's go Barkley. So I don't even see Barkley on track right now. There he is. Still on pit road trying to get that number 21 fixed. So we are working caution number 3.
Yeah, that's some quite heavy damage to that car.
Yeah.
I like my understatements today.
Well, I mean, you figured he got put into the wall, and then that's the 21 is where all the damage to Skylar Carnes' car came from, because once he hit the wall, the car just kicked sideways, and he was a pinball at that point. You know, there was no place to go for either one of them.
Yeah.
And Skylar Carnes took a race car to the face, and the 21, unfortunately, was said projectile.
Yeah, it's unfortunate how some of these things happen, but I guess in the end that's racing. And you've got to get lucky as well as be skilled.
And someone who's not lucky right now, Jalen Battle had a throughput. And Austin Cook decided to just put it on the hauler early.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, if you saw how hard he went sideways into that safer barrier on the inside.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely narrowed the car up by a good 3 feet.
Yeah. That would be a lovely trip to the hospital.
Yeah, that would definitely have been a trip to the infield care center anyways.
At least, yeah.
So, working under caution right now, Gavin Marlin, Chris Worrell, Isaac Wilson, Clarence Prince, Charles Robinson, Ian Humphreys, Jason Ricketts, Jonas Fors, JB Banner, and Brian Chu rounding out your top 10. Now, Chu was involved in that, not heavy damage, but he was involved in that, the last caution. Was able to avoid this one. And good recovery drive for Chu so far.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be one of those drivers that I'm looking out for today then. See where he ends up. Still a decent way to go. So we're just under 100 laps left. So anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. His field working its way down the American Ethanol back straightaway here at the beautiful Kansas Speedway. One of those tracks that it's kind of like a Field of Dreams deal because this used to be farmland.
Yeah.
And they decided, yeah, let's build a racetrack here.
Well, worked out pretty well as we go green here.
Good restart for Worrell in that second lane. As he's going to send it on the top side, but Marlin has been very strong all night long so far in that Money Loan 33. Coming down the back straightaway, he's got the 14 of Wilson right there with him. The 31 of Robertson working the outside with Worrell. 33 of Marlin just sends it going into 3, and he's going to wrestle the lead back away from the 20. They're 3 wide behind him.
I'm almost not surprised at this point. We've seen 3 wide quite a few times today already. And caution again?
Johnny Castle.
Ooh, that would explain it. Oh! Okay. Who was that with?
The 96.
Yeah.
Colin Zimmer racing a little bit hard there with the lead lap cars. Now, I mean, yeah, you can race them hard, but just as Linus Brostrom just took another race car to the face.
Yeah.
Oy vey.
Yeah, no, it's really not his day today.
Well, Zimmer's going to be out because the 2 of Harry Chandler took evasive action to not get into the spinning Johnny Castle. Was down on the apron, stayed down there to avoid it, and unfortunately, as he started to come back up on track, the front end washed out and just, boy, that's 2 minutes boarding. If you watch hockey, you know what I'm talking about.
Unfortunately, I don't, but I'm sure some people in the chat will know, as we are seeing Worrell in the pits.
You'd call it a yellow card in football.
Yeah, fair enough.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there as
I
Worrell.
did not call it the name that you folks hate to call it.
As Worrell took tires, which is about right, actually.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that'd be pretty close.
Sure, if you can stretch your tires, you might as well. But this is about the right time, considering they've got 3 extra sets over the ones they started on.
Right, and I mean you're to the point of this race where we're not quite to halfway yet, but you know we're about a third of the way in. This would be a good time as any to take a set.
Yeah. I mean, if you're splitting the race into 4 parts, then you're a decent chunk past that now, so...
Yeah, exactly.
I think tyre situation for those who took tyres on lap 33 as well. Some more took them just now as well. They're all going to be
they're going to
okay
be
for
behind the 8
tyres.
ball.
But decent chunk of this top part of the field not taking the tyres yet, so they're going to have a good number of sets still left.
Correct. So if we get a late race caution...
The 2 has detonated.
Yeah. Not surprising with as heavily as damaged as that car was. So, Gavin Marlin, Charles Robertson, Isaac Wilson, Clarence Prince, Ian Humphreys, Jonas Fors, Jason Ricketts, Brian Chu, Joey Burgee, and Derek Cook rounding out your top 10 as the field starts to double up behind the Ford Mustang GT 500 pace car, the official pace car of iRacing. Gavin Marlin going to lead us back to green from that inside lane. The only other one that has a fresh set of shoes is going to be that leaf filter number 31 of Robertson. But, Jonas Fors in the 10. First race with Petty. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of that car right now.
Yeah, definitely. Up 9, so in a pretty decent position. I believe he took tyres early on, so might not be in the best spot for those, but...
And the other one that's
tyres
impressing me is Ian Humphreys.
Yeah.
Ian's up 26 right now. And Clarence Prince in the 45 is already up 25. As the green flag comes back out, Marlin pulls the trigger. He now has to deal with Wilson and Robertson side by side. They get that one sorted out as the 45. Robert Rowe.
There's cautions breed cautions, as they say. And driving straight into a wall is not going to help. That was a bit of a weird one.
Greatest film line of all time. Are you okay? Yeah, why? Because you just went through a wall. And of course, I am referring to Gone in 60 Seconds, the remake.
So that was a weird incident.
Hermie Sadler giving a pep talk to everybody on track right now, just telling them, hey, let's calm down. We still got a lot of racing left to do. You're not going to win it right now, but you can certainly lose it.
Yeah, as we've seen.
Looks like Gavin Marlin, the only one of the top 10 to bring it down pit side.
Yeah, I noticed that.
As he's into his box, let's see what Marlin's going to do here.
Tires?
He's taking tires.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 4 in fuel right there.
Not recommended, but you're the boss.
And Sadler still has yet to take a set. Every time he's been down pit road, it's been for fuel only.
Yeah. Well, he's now been down 7 times.
And they've all been to make sure that he's got that car packed full of fuel. I mean, we've only had a handful of laps under anger so far tonight. We were working lap 45 of 133. Isaac Wilson currently shows the way in the 14. I believe we're going to go single file on this next restart.
Yeah, we would do.
we didn't even make it out of turn 1 on that last restart.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
As Ria Ferris put the over-under at 5, and we are currently working caution number 5.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't expect such aggressive racing off of the restarts. I mean, normally these guys are pretty good with restarts, so I expected it to be alright, but a few people just being a bit too aggressive, still towards the start of the race and on the restarts.
Yeah, and I mean, you hate to see it, and especially with all the new names that we are seeing tonight. Usually when you go into a new league, nobody wants to be, and I'm using air quotes here, that guy.
Yeah.
And that be the person that you don't know how everyone else races, and they don't know how you race. Normally when you come into a new league, you pick your battles.
Yeah.
And nobody is showing any patience here tonight. And that's kind of surprising, because normally this early in a race with this league, there's a ton of give and take. So I'm highly surprised. Sadler going to come back down to pack more fuel into the number 25 Virginia's for Lovers Chevy Camaro. That's his 8th trip down pit road to make sure that if we do get a long green flag run, he's going to be in the catbird seat.
Yeah. I mean, by comparison, our top 6 have all been down once. He's made the most trips down pit road, despite the fact that I don't believe he's actually been involved in any of the wrecks.
No, he's just come down pit road to pack that thing full of fuel every time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a bit towards the back is the safest place to be. I mean, it's working for him so far. Hopefully it can keep working for him as we come up towards this green flag. Isaac Wilson with the button here on lap 47, Cummins 48. We are green.
Here comes Charles Robertson to his inside as they're side by side going into turn number 1. Robertson getting a great start there. Gonna just go full send it mode going into 1. Wilson didn't lead for that long as Robertson now to the point. And here comes the 1 of Joey Burgee. He's got Clarence Prince with him in tow.
Yeah, they were 3 wide for a second through 1 and 2. I have to admit I was getting a little bit scared for them, but sorted out.
Robertson brushed the wall coming off of 4.
Yeah. Here comes Wilson again.
Wilson looking to the inside, coming through 1 and 2. The very wounded 96 of Colin
gone.
Zimmer.
Clarence Prince on the apron, but just managed to not hit the wall.
A little bit of contact with the 9 there that sent Prince down onto the apron. Luckily, the 96 was out of the way. Jason Ricketts, no harm, no foul, as that car keeps rolling.
Yeah, good news for Stacey Ferry, one of our chatters for today. Mike Iskandar is back on the lead lap. Definitely helped by all those cautions, but let's go back to the to this front group, because we're all still so close to each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. This is a great recovery drive from Chu, as he was caught up in one of the early incidents. Joey Burgee running the top side right now as both he and Chu work their way around the 14 of Wilson. They're going to bring the 27 of Ian Humphreys with him. This is a damn good run out of Humphreys, number 27.
Yeah, definitely. The 27 car, 27, 26, nearly 27 spots at the moment.
Absolutely. And the only other one that's really had any momentum tonight is the 16 of Brian Treadwell, as he's up 26 as well, currently sitting in the number 8 spot.
Just going to point out how Burgie's up 36 casually as Wilson's around in front of the field. Oh no. Ow for the 51.
So it looks like that started when the 8 showed the nose. Joey Main showed the nose under the 14. They weren't exactly 4 wide, but they were in a 4 wide-ish situation.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the 14, trying to give room to the 8, gets into the 27. And then gets into the 8, gets him sideways, and then... Oh! The 6 and the 51 catching a piece of it. So John Hopley, absolutely nowhere to go. As the 14 was just... Oh...
Speaking of sideways, he had a bit of a moment coming onto pit road as well, but here come the field then for some pit stops. I'm assuming those who haven't taken tyres are certainly going to be taking them now.
Absolutely, and look who's climbing steadily through the field as everybody in front of him going pit side. Jeremy Sadler into your top 5. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the real Cup Series driver, Hermie Sadler.
Well, it's unfortunate we're still yet to see a good run out of him in the Cup Series up towards the top 5 in the podiums, just because he somehow keeps getting involved in everyone else's wrecks.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like he's got a magnet on the car or a sign somewhere that we're not seeing that says aim here. That man has been used as a piñata in this series more times than I care to mention.
I mean, if there's one driver that you cannot use lack of skill as a description, it's going to be someone who's driven these in real life.
And much like his real-world career, Hermie Sadler is one of those guys that he doesn't have that single lap speed that you see some other drivers have, where they'll go out in their blister one and then use all their stuff up right there at the beginning of the race, and then they just steadily fall backwards. Hermie's one of those guys that he might not be the fastest horse in the barn during qualifying, but as long as he can avoid other people's dumpster fires, that cat's going to be running, and he's going to be running towards the front when the checkered flag flies.
I mean, I'd rather have that than be quick on the one lap and just absolutely disappear.
Absolutely, and that's one thing I've always loved about Hermie is, I kind of patterned my driving style off of his. You know, and I would look at that and go, okay, not the best qualifier, but he's got race pace. I'll take that any day over, you know, someone that will just lay one down and then not bring the car home in one piece.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, bringing it back to something I'm more used to, it works absolutely the same in road racing. Sorry, that's just exactly what you'd want. You know, just try and avoid other people. If you can slowly make your way towards the front.
Give me a lawn pros over Ayrton Senna any day. Senna could pull a lap out of his backside anytime he wanted. Alon Prost, he would be quick, but he wouldn't necessarily be on pole. But he'd eat your lunch during the race.
Definitely. Yeah, that's pretty good description as we're coming through 3 now. Lights are off on the pace car, so green flag this time by. Let's pray to whichever deity you choose to believe in to have a nice long green flag run.
Lady of Blessed Acceleration, don't fail us now. Green flag comes back out. Worrell will the nose out front. Going to be credited with leading the lap here as Joey Maines working the inside right now. Has heavy pressure from the 33 to Gavin Marlin. Marlin wisely backing out. And how about a recovery drive? Jalen Battle, after catching a race car to the face, back up into the top 5. And it's wide again.
Oh, I just expect it at this point off a restart to be 3 wide and just hope it goes well enough. But yeah, Jalen Battle back up there. One of those drivers that we always see back up there. I don't know how, but no matter what, he just seems to come back up to the front.
Absolutely. He's got that, my grandmother used to call it chutzpah. Don't ask me what it means. But
sure.
Tenaciousness, I guess, would be a synonym.
Yeah, well,
Battle and Sadler going hammer and tongs at it right now for the number 4 spot. And then they've got an angry pack of wolves behind them. Sadler going to wrestle away. Battle going to lose a couple of spots as here comes Forns to his inside. Great run out of the Swede in his first Cup race with us here tonight.
yeah, it seems to be a bit of a pattern that when a Swede enters, they do really well in that race, so...
Well, he might be a rookie on track, but, you know, he did some ARCA racing with Kimmel Racing in the past. In a couple other leagues. And did some ARCA series here.
Yeah.
And I believe yes, he is. He's a team manager for the endurance team that our very own Marcus Hagman runs with.
Yeah, very true. That is, if you've heard the name before, that's where it's from. Because I know Marcus, whenever we get to speak to him, he always shouts out to his endurance racing team, and they're probably going to be running the Nürburgring 24 next weekend as we go 3 wide. So good luck to them. Ooh, bit of a netcode touch there between Fords and Sadler. Just as we were talking about him.
As Brian Treadwell back up towards the front, Joey Burgee currently holding down a strong number 3 spot, up 35 from where he started.
Yeah, he certainly knows how to move through a pack.
Very much so. As this battle around 4th, Hermie Sadler leading that second pack as the front 3 starting to pull a little bit of a gap on these guys. But I'm loving what I'm seeing here. This this is when the racing actually started for me, simply because everybody was nervous. They got the jitters out of the way. Yes, we had 5 cautions, but now we've got a nice, good, clean flag run going, and it's going to be interesting to see how these different pit strategies are going to play out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your top 3 have all pitted on completely different last laps. I mean, Chris Worrell, lap 39, Gavin Marlin, lap 44, Joey Burgee, lap 54, all took tyres on those laps, 3 wide, slightly behind, just for a second. So it's going to be interesting to see which one pays off in the end. I think probably my bet would be on whoever took their first tyres the latest.
Right.
So you can keep that clean set.
You are absolutely correct, sir. You are watching the iSNF Cup Series, round number 13, the Yellow Brick Road 200 from Kansas. Tony Trapasso and Jason Software up in the booth with you right now. And again, if you're liking what you're seeing, go ahead and hit subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and give this video a thumbs up, and then comment in the live chat that you like what you're seeing. Let us know who you're rooting for, because that is how you get entered into today's drawing, and we're under caution.
Oh, that's airborne. I entered a static camera right where that caution hit. Mm, 3 wide, 33, got up into the wall, back down into the 1, and then cars strewn all across the track in front of the pack.
Yeah, Sadler was on the brakes. The only thing is, the track didn't clean itself like it should have.
No.
So you got the 33 involved, the 1, 9, the 24, 16 ate the wall, unreal. Then.
Well, another caution once again, shaking things up at the front.
What do you say we step away and pay a couple of bills, Jason?
Yeah, sure, can do. So we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field worked its way out of the 3-4 complex, The only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Some amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
And you rejoin us here on lap 72. Lights are out on the pace car. And we're getting ready to go with Jonas Fours up at the front.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, great run coming out of the 10 tonight in his first race. Kind of to be expected is, I believe that team brought in a ringer, being as he's got a lot of experience in the iRacing servers. But again, that last caution taking out some heavy hitters towards the front of this piece.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it happens every time when you have a wreck at the front, but just unfortunate when it does happen as well. Because that's going to be a lot of good cars with a lot of damage.
And Gavin Marlin actually taking blame for that one. As the pace car ducks on off, that's going to leave the field in Jonas Fours' hands as the green flag comes back out. We are back underway. Charles Robertson getting a good run on the top side. He's bringing the 38 of Chad Waller with him.
Yeah, top lane and bottom lane pretty much neck and neck at the moment. Marcus Hagman winning out over Chad Waller. There's going to be 2 Swedes versus the 31.
Furthest forward that the 5 has been of Hagman since the initial green. Joey Burgee has decided to put it on the hauler.
Yeah.
Tough break for him. Eugene Thorne is still in pit. Jalen Battle, Jason Ricketts still in pit. Gavin Marlin has just put it on the hauler. Isaac Wilson still in pit in the 14. It's Thorne and Robertson making it happen right now. Steven Sear in the Fast Tracker 19 starting to make some headway as well. He's up 20. Amelie Frogrell in the 00 also up 26 as she's dealing with Chris Farrell's 20 right now.
Yeah, and Mike Iskandar back up into the top 10 trying to make something happen here on Brian Chu. Trying to work his inside.
Battle for second. Jonas Fours on the top side, making it stick as Robertson's 31 was looking to the inside. Here comes Chad Waller on Jeff Weimer.
And that lap car is going to stay high.
As he should.
Hopefully, whoa, no one
Not
runs too
necessarily
high.
that high.
Yeah, high, but not in the wall. That's really affected the run of Brian Chu. Dropped back a few places.
Two Gibbs teammates of Worrell and Sire trying to make something happen right now as here comes Emily Fergrell working to the inside of Sire. Set her sights on Worrell as the 9, the very wounded Jason Ricketts, Napa Auto Parts Chevy coming out of the pits now. 27 of Ian Humphreys up into the number 7 spot.
Yeah, and Charles Roberson's trying to make his way around outside of Jonas Fors, trying to get back into that 2nd spot.
We're to that point in the tire run for both those guys.
Yeah.
That 2nd lane should really be where you want to put the car. You've worn all the goodie off the tires. You're going to start slipping and sliding on that lower lane. So Marcus Hagman, who's leading this piece now, we missed the pass for the lead there, but Marcus Hagman, who happens to be showing the way, has just set sail with these guys battling side by side behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. You see them battling behind you, and you go, "Yeah, sure, I'll just leave. That's fine by me." As Robertson has made that pass stick by the looks of things. All very loose for the 8 in the middle of 2 cars, just about not getting into anyone there. But that's the real risk when you run 3 wide.
Jonas Fors and Chad Waller going after it right now as Waller is using that 2nd lane as Fors still down on that low line, trying to shorten this track up as much as possible. And here comes the 15 of Weimer.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, I'd probably just be trying to copy the line with the guys ahead of me, to be honest. I mean,
about all you can do at this point.
Yeah. I know I'm not the greatest oval driver, but I've got people around me, they'll probably seem to know what the line is.
Well, the good news is, Jason, you have people that can coach you on becoming a better oval driver should you choose to go that route.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jalen Battle and Gavin Marvin still in the pits. Going on 10 minutes now.
I just thought the paint on that 16 really makes it look like there's no bumper on first glance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, whoever did that, kudos. Good optical illusion.
Having a Ford-on-Ford crime here with the 27 passing the 10, now the 16 getting very close. Down too far.
Treadwell is the meat in the sandwich there. Is Joey Maines was trying to get to his inside. And here comes Worrell on the high side. Looking to make it 3 wide. Is going to get checked up a little bit by the 10. Jonas Fors with a head of steam, though. And just like that, Brian Treadwell, full send-it mode for the 16.
I would not want to be making it 3 wide here by how loose they're getting off some of the corners. It's pretty obvious what the tyre situation is here now.
Well, we're getting to that point where we should be seeing a round of green flag pit stops coming up momentarily.
Yeah, some of these guys are probably quite close on fuel, as looks like Marcus Hagman is about to be swallowed up here a little bit.
Absolutely, as that's Robertson and Humphreys both up there. But yeah, some of these guys, last time they were down pit road was lap 54. So we're currently working 23 laps into a fuel stint. Yes, we've had some cautions, but still, it's only a 65% fuel fill in these cars tonight. Oh no!
Yeah, that's big internet issues for the 27.
Yeah, he's in the red on his quality right now. Ping's still looking okay. He's gonna keep an eye on that situation.
I was just hoping for a second that it wasn't me.
No, it was him.
Well, I'm not going to say good because internet issues are never good, but hopefully
It's better
that
news than
issue
you were
sorts itself
expecting.
out. Yeah.
Battle for the lead. Robertson on the low side, Hagman on the high side, as they work their way around the very wounded Zach Taylor. Sorry, that's Colin Zimmer.
Just about room for 4 wide.
Zimmer was doing everything he could to try to not get into these guys, staying way down out of the way, and
Yeah.
knew if he went onto the apron it would have caused more issues, so he just held his line down there nice and low. Mike Iskandar going to be the first one to blink to bring it pit side for fuel.
Here comes the 31 on Marcus Hagman for the lead. That stick, and then immediately I got confused.
Robertson, Hagman, Treadwell right now. Ryan Treadwell up 32 spots from where he started tonight. Almost dead shotgun last. They're 3 wide. Here comes Joey Maines, and he's going to bring the 27 at Humphreys with him.
Ooh.
Humphreys pushes up the track as the 31 brings it down to go pit side.
I just hold my breath every time I see them 3 wide, especially with these tires. Oh, I see it going so not well.
They did an amazing job heads-up driving for the entire field right there, as we are seeing that next round of green flag pit stops for those who haven't been down pit road in quite a while. Treadwell and Maines should have another about 10 laps in their tanks if what we saw out of Robertson is any indication. Robertson was last down on lap 53, now getting pit stops done here 40 laps later.
Here comes Chris Worrell. He's snuck up a bit to this top 4. But now he's here and looking to make his way past some people as Joey Manis making a move for the lead. Looks like Brian Treadwell able
not
to hold
giving
that
up
one
yet.
out straight.
Treadwell far from giving up yet.
Ooh, there's contact behind. Was someone in the wall? Down into Steven Sear.
Yeah.
Was that a rat car that was hit, or?
I missed it.
Yeah, that was the 23 of Eugene Thorne that was in the wall. Came down into Sear, I believe.
That's never good.
Not bringing a caution out, and Marcus Hagman and Jeff Weimer bringing it pit side this time by.
As you'd expect.
Yeah. And hello to Cruz Reyes in the chat.
Yes, absolutely. Again, if you're liking what you're seeing and you want to get entered to win some free merch from the Esports Broadcasting Network and Sim Racing Media, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps share these videos around with the YouTube Nation. The more thumbs up they get, the more likely YouTube is to suggest it to someone else. And they can start rooting for your favorite driver as well. Let us know who your favorite driver is in the live chat. And after all the racing is over tonight, you can enter every time we go live. So hit that bell notification and turn on subscriptions, hit the bell notification so you can get entered in all the drawings tonight. There are 3 races here tonight. As a matter of fact, in about 10 minutes, the Fired Up Esports League Fuel will be going to their next race. 8:30 start time on that, or 7:30 start time on that one, and then the nightcap tonight at 8:30 will be the Sunday Night NASCAR as they go to their next round. And again, you can enter on all the videos that we do post, and then head on over to our Facebook page and follow Sim Racing Media. That is the parent company of the Esports Broadcasting Network. And you will be entered to win free merch.
Got some more pit stops happening. Waller, Sear, Cook, Fagrell, someone else was in as well. Fours was in as well. So this leaves a top 4.
Now here's
and
the
then
good
a few
news.
lap cars.
We should, air quotes, should have just seen the money stop out of most of these guys. Because we're inside 40 to go, and most of these guys just did 45 laps. Now, yes, there were some cautions, but still, you might be able to make it from here.
I think there's a solid chance, though. They definitely won't hesitate to come down if another caution comes out, I think.
Oh, absolutely, just to make sure that they can.
Yeah.
But it's a definite maybe that they can make it from here.
Yeah, I would agree with you. But just looking back, we've not really got any massive packs here. I'll sit on a static camera for a bit to see what we've got going, but I think the biggest group is actually still the lead group, because we've got a couple lap cars with them as well. I believe that's a 6-car group that they're working with.
Well, I'm watching the little 4-car tango between Jonas Fors, Steven Sear, and Derek Cook right now, as there's a little bit of a cushion on both sides of those guys, but they're running stem to stern right now, trying to do what they can. And just received word from the pit, Jalen Battle has finally decided to call no mas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, was he still just sat in the pits?
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, I can see why.
Probably looked at how many laps were left and how much damage was left to be fixed on the number 24 and said, yep, I'm going to get my shower in early and see if I can't get to the restaurant and beat traffic.
Yeah. Really unfortunate race for him, but as we said before, sometimes that's just how it is, and hoping that we can see him bounce back well in the next race.
Fingers crossed. As again, next week, you're not going to want to miss it, is we will be going 2 hours early next week as we present the World 600 from Charlotte. So 4 p.m. start time on that one as opposed to our normal 6 o'clock start.
The lead group just casually going 3 wide for a little bit there.
As you do.
Yeah, why not?
It's worked so well already tonight.
Oh,
With
absolutely.
John Hopley's number 6, very wounded on the top side, giving plenty of room to Maines and Treadwell right now.
We've seen how great of an idea 3 wide is with warm tyres. Very safe.
It's always safe.
But that 10, 19, and 4 group running nicely at the moment. Obviously down in 13th, 14th, and 15th, but with still a decent number of guys ahead of them to pit. It'd be interesting to see who actually of these come out in front, as Joey Manis and Brian Treadwell are, and Ian Humphreys are in the pits, and Rhea Ferris is in the pits. Treadwell is moving again, as Worrell was coming to the pits this time
Helps
around.
if I turn my mic on, doesn't it?
Well, that sure would help. But
that should hand the lead of the race over to the driver of the, and he's coming pit side now. I was going to say the driver of the number 25, Virginia's for Lovers, Chevy Camaro, Hermes Sadler bringing it pit side from second place.
And that group that we were just speaking about working so well together that I think they've completely eclipsed where their later pitting counterparts came out.
That they have by about 10 seconds.
So yeah, we'll see where Chris Worrell comes out in this, because he's going to be behind them, but how far behind? And will he be able to pick up this pack? It looks like he's just going to be
Right in
slot
front
in
of
the
his
middle
teammate
there.
Brian Chu.
Yeah. So providing that the 31 and the 5 can go all the way, if they can, these two are in a great spot now, because they've got 10 seconds behind them till the next car.
Yeah,
That's what I
there's
was-
a 10-second gap between Hagman's 5 and Jonas Forrest's 10,
Yeah.
as Forrest has Worrell all over his back bumper right now.
Well, that 20 is wasting no time getting to the front of this group and is going, yep, we're catching these guys.
Grab the rope, we're going.
Yeah. It wasn't a question, it was a command. We are going.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whether he's going to take anyone with him, because he's gone away so quickly that I don't think anyone's going to be able to go with him, but he's catching Marcus Hagman at...
Yeah, he's already a second to the good over Forrest.
Yeah. But catching Marcus Hagman so quickly, he'll be there before lap 15, or 15 laps to go.
Over a second and a half to the good over Hagman that last lap was Worrell.
Looking for the fastest lap of the session here, probably. Close to it.
He's already got it. Yeah, he's already got it with a 30.62.
We've seen
no, I'm sorry.
30.3s.
You are correct. Current fast lap belongs to Brian Treadwell with a 30.39. Treadwell's last lap, though, was a 31.2.
I was just sitting on board with Worrell, and he's catching up some sort of lap. I can already see Marcus Hagman. Consistent
Well, that's what 13 lap newer tires will do for you.
Yeah. Wouldn't have expected them to necessarily make this much difference, but here we are.
one of only 2 drivers that last time by to go sub 31 second. The only other one was Linus Broström, who went 30.79. Well, Linus is a couple laps down.
Yeah, Joey Manis is going pretty quickly as well. He's got Rio Ferris directly ahead. Let's take a look back at this little group. Fours, Waller and Cook. Currently running 4th, 5th and 6th. So they're just fighting for your best spots outside the podium.
Cook looking to the inside of Waller, going through 1 and 2. Cook on the low side, Waller on the high side. As Cook going to make the Subway Ford Mustang stick and go. Seems weird to see Subway on the side of that car when they've done ads for Jimmy John's as well.
Oh, we've got Travis Browder in the chat. Good to hear from you. That's a name we haven't seen in a while.
Missing you on the track, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully you can get a PC sorted. It'll be great to see you back. As we just missed it, Chris Worrell has just got past Marcus Hagman and is now trying to run away.
As you do.
Yep, I mean he's doing it pretty successfully. He's going to be
He
right on the
still
back of
has
that
time to reel in
31.
Charles Robinson.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 16 to go, going to be 15 at the line. He's only got 1.2 seconds to gather up. He's about a second a lap quicker, maybe slightly more.
A little over, but yeah. Only has 1 lap car in between them so far, as that's Robertson working to the outside of John Hopley's very wounded number 6. And here comes Worrell. Next car in line is your race leader, Robertson.
Yeah, Worrell would have been happy that he can use the apron on the tri-oval. And side by side now with Robertson. I don't think he's going to have anything to defend this with.
Well, a little bit of momentum, but Worrell just able to send it on the inside on those pressure tires. 13 to go.
Yeah, and again, going to try and run away, and again seems to be doing it pretty well. Take a look here at the battle between Treadwell and Cook. Treadwell working the inside of that Subway number 4 car. Got clear of him now, and again another driver who put the fresh tyres on later, coming back through the field. Not sure he's going to have time to catch up to Marcus Hagman at this point in time, though. He's not quite going quick enough for that.
He's got to hope for issues from Hagman.
Yeah.
He definitely has to do that, as he's working right now inside the top 5. That's Forns that he was working past there. He is catching Hagman, but again, I don't think he's going to have enough time, as I believe... Yes, we are. We are 11 to go currently. Worrell, Robertson, Hagman, Treadwell. 4's your top 5. Cook, Humphreys, Waller, Sear, and Iskandar. Great recovery drive for Mike. Back inside the top 10.
yeah, we've had some. Yeah, we've had some great recovery driving. We had some just great drives in general. I mean, there's a decent amount of cars in the top 10 who have got pretty significant place gains here. We're looking at one of them who has the most place gains, Brian Treadwell, in 4th at the moment, up 30 spots. Ooh, he's just hit the wall though. That's not going to help his momentum. He's definitely trying to catch Marcus Hagman, but his focus is probably got to be backwards, unfortunately, trying not to lose anything.
Well, he's doing everything he can. Another one that's up a ton of spots is the driver of the number 27, currently battling for the final spot in the top 10 with Jonas Fors right now. And that is Ian Humphreys in the Miller Genuine Draft Ford Mustang.
Iskandar's in the pits.
Probably was closer on fuel than he was comfortable being. But that battle for the final spot in the top 5, Humphreys and Fors, just cats and dogs as Humphreys keeps his foot in it, and it looks like he's going to bring 36. That is a lap car.
Yeah, that's Lindsay Lyles, but was able to get underneath. Ooh, contact there between himself and Ian Humphreys. Is that Chad Waller lurking on the outside? Gonna try and get into that, and I was gonna say they want to be careful of the 8 of Joey Maitons, but he's a lap car, nearly making it 3 wide. Not recommended.
No, it's not. As Humphreys and Wall are going to go side by side. We're going to be 5 to go at the stripe.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 now. Worrell, massive gap behind him to Roberson, then Hagman, then Treadwell, then Waller, as we are seeing. Joey Manis trying to get some time back, and Roberson's in. He wouldn't have been able to make it on fuel.
And Hagman is in as well, but Hagman's probably going to get popped for an unsafe pit entry as he took it through the grass.
Oh, yeah, he's firmly not in at the moment. That's... Yeah, okay, he just missed. I don't think he's coming in the end. So that's really unfortunate, but suddenly this battle for 5th is now a battle for 3rd, so see it heat up even more, as we all know the best prize for finishing 3rd is getting to speak to us. We're lovely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, not now. Don't do this, iRacing. Oh, it's done this. Gonna have to be
radio broadcast,
unfortunately, for a little bit. I'll try and get back in.
Worrell leads by 16.5 seconds as we are 3 to go. Brian Treadwell sits in 2nd. He's a 2.5 to the good over that battle for 3rd that we were talking about between Chad Waller and Jonas Fors. Waller has it, Fors wants it, but he's running out of time. 2 laps to go for the driver of the 20. Started on the pole, was mired in traffic for a good portion of the race, saved the tires, white flag in the air. Chris Worrell going to lead him around. 1.5 miles to go. He's got the lapped car that is the 2 of Harry Chandler. as Worrell just going to use the draft off of Chandler to make it home safe and sound through the 3-4 complex for the final time. Checkered flag is in the air. Worrell's 20 is going to win it here tonight at Kansas. Brian Treadwell and working the high side right now on the lap car. That is the 37 of Robert Rowe. Treadwell going to come across the stripe now to claim second place. Waller crosses in third. Jonas Fors in fourth. Great first drive for Fors. Tie for the biggest movers of the night. The fifth place driver, the 27 of Ian Humphreys. Steven Sires up 20, coming home in sixth. Emily Fagrell in seventh, coming home in the 00, up 26 from where she started. The 11, up 11 is Hermie Sadler. Great top 10 for him. Jake Banner, biggest mover of the night. Second biggest mover of the night, sorry. Treadwell's up 32. He got the biggest mover of the night. But Jake Banner up 27. And then rounding out your top 10 is Charles Robertson. Joey Maines in 11th. Rhea Ferris, first car one lap down, coming home in 18th. JB Banner and Derek Cook rounding out your top 13. So bear with us here, folks, as we are just waiting to try to grab some names here.
Luckily, we are back, so
yay and stuff.
See if I can grab that results graphic up, as I do apologise for the issues, but luckily it looks like there wasn't any change in position in the end.
Not really.
So once again, I apologise for that. I will do my best to try and get that sorted for next week, as we got a long race in next week.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're going to be separated for the first about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Being as you're unfortunately going to have to do the IFL IF1 race. Yeah,
Yes.
why am I not seeing Brian Treadwell?
I'll look as well.
Because he's not here. Unless he's up here. And he's not up here. Okay. So we don't have a Brian Treadwell, but I believe we do have a Chad Waller. Bear with us, folks. We're just trying to get these interviews set up so that and we don't have a Chad Waller either.
Wow.
But the one man that we do have contact with is the Macho Man himself, Mr. Chris Worrell. Started on pole. Got mired in the mid-pack about mid-race. Pit tire strategy, though, played to perfection. Congratulations on yet another win this season, Chris.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I was glad to see that run go as long as it did at the end. I thought I might have messed up and stayed out too long there. You know, I figured there'd be a caution, but thankfully there wasn't, and we were able to make some time on the guys and get the win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was a lot of attrition here tonight, and there's a couple times that the seas just parted for you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely took some chances. That's for sure. There, that getting to the lead there, that was a fun battle with everybody up there. The 8, who else was up there? Brian, Jonas, and those guys were fun to race here at the end, trying to get that lead. I was just trying to be patient because it seemed like everybody was, as soon as they get a run, they'd just go for it. So I just tried to sit back and stalk, the fourth guy in line while I was in fifth and just wait for a big old opening. And I was able to get it.
Get it, you did, Chris. Not a bad run for your teammate Steven Sire as well, as he came home in a top 10 position. Both of you still on the lead lap. How difficult was the traffic here tonight? Under race pace, it looked like aero push was bad.
Oh yeah, especially on that high line. After good 20, 25 laps in, you really had to use that high line and take advantage of that crease in the track, to help turn the car. And up there, I would be fine, and as soon as somebody would jump in front of me, especially on exit, I just had to expect it, had to let off. I even had to slam on brakes a couple of times to not hitting the wall, and thankfully I had somebody like Joey behind me when that happened, and he didn't end up running me over. So I appreciate that, Joey, if you're hearing this. But yeah, it was the aero, especially on older tires. It was a little pain in the tail, but it still made the racing a lot of fun. I wish we could have went green flag the whole race. We could have seen some pretty cool slide jobs. That'd have been pretty cool to see. But I'm just thankful for the long run we had there at the end.
Absolutely. And Chris, we go into the longest race of the season next week at Charlotte. Your thoughts going into the World 600?
I just looking forward to it, I guess. I have to drink a bunch of coffee or start doing drugs again to get through that thing. So we'll figure it out.
Might I suggest Balls Guarana energy drinks for you?
You know what? I think that's exactly what I'm going to have. I think that is the perfect drink for any Coca-Cola 600. I can guarantee it. Keep you wired.
Absolutely. All right, Chris, who do you need to thank before we let you go celebrate another victory here tonight?
My team. I don't want to forget everybody. I got Steven, got Brian. Let me look through the list. We got Clarence in there. Tristan. I hope I'm not missing anyone else. Some of those guys don't talk a lot in there. Eugene. Those guys are fun to talk to while we're racing. Thanks to Ria for putting on a good league. Thanks for Joey for checking up for me on that one turn. I'd have probably been wrecked. Thank you, most importantly, Tony, for helping me get in this league and doing a great job on the broadcast every Friday and Sunday nights I'm with you. And, JGR team, Balls Guarana, that's about it. And I'd like everyone to know they can snap into a Slim Jim to fulfill their snack needs and whatnot, brother.
Jason, now you know why I call him the Macho Man, Chris Worrell. Chris, congratulations, and we will see you next week from Charlotte.
Cool. Thanks again for everything, Tony. Jason.
Take care. And joining us now is the chief cook and bottle washer for the iSNF Cup Series. Probably not the night she was hoping for, but all things considered, top 15. Can't be too disappointed, especially with all the melees that were going on around you, Rhea Ferris.
Yeah, I stayed out of trouble. I didn't get collected in anything. It was very fortunate. I made a bad judgment call on a pit stop that put me a lap down, and we went green from that point all the way to the end. So I never could get it back. I would say at about the 75% mark of the race, I had the fastest car on the track. I was absolutely blowing the doors off of everything and anything that was even remotely on the track. So I was able to get a lot of ground picked back up after that, and I almost got my lap back the hard way, like they would have back in 1987 during the Bill Elliott days. So I was just about there when everyone started to cycle through their pit stops again. And then I was able to work my way up to sixth. And then I started dropping back again, because then those P cars, I started getting tired, started passing me. But I'm like, okay, it's time for me to pit again for sure. So then I was able to kind of ricochet back up again. There was some people dropping out because of running out of fuel, bad pit strategies and things like that. So I was able to capitalize on that and get a 12th. All things considered, you're right. I mean, it's good points day for the 12 car. I'll take it. I know that I would have had probably a P6 or P7 out of the deal had things been a little bit more intelligent on my end as far as the pit stops. What happened was I ducked down, and the pace car happened to be right behind me, and I didn't know that because the caution had just came out, and I didn't understand how it was possible that the pace car caught up to me like that. But I think it was our league is not the greatest at catching up to the pace car when a caution first comes out. No one in particular, just the league in general. We need to work a little harder on that. And I think that there are other drivers that have been misfortuned to be in the same circumstances as me, where we thought we were in the clear to pit because it was, pit was open, but you fail to look in the rearview mirror and see the pace car sitting right behind you. So you go a lap down while you're sitting in there, even though the pits are open. So, should have went all the way around and then did my thing. But nonetheless, decent race. A little disappointed on the amount of cautions. I think we did go over the 5 mark, which I think for sure, we had 7 cautions officially.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do I think it could have been better? Yes. But all in all, there wasn't a whole lot of complaining except for a couple people in the peanut gallery that got wrecked out. But other than that, I mean, how was it to broadcast it? Was it exciting?
Once the chess match started, when we had that long green flag run, then it started to pick back up. Jason, I mean, feel free to chime in here, but I mean, it really, there were a lot of good battles going on throughout the field.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, just completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, what do you guys think about Brian? Him, he's not up on Discord technology.
You can let Brian know next time you speak with him. ESBN Driver of the Night.
10-4. Just Brian, if you're listening or watching the replay tomorrow, whatever, I salute your P2. Congratulations, my friend. You kept it out of trouble all race. You deserve that finish. I know I kind of pick on you every race and go, are you going to get a win tonight? You're going to get and it's kind of, tongue in cheek, but he almost did.
Yeah. If he has a run anywhere near this good next week, I expect that we will want to be talking to him, as he could be one more step up the rung on the podium. But I definitely do want to talk to him pre-race next week to congratulate him on the run here tonight. So if we can get that sorted out with the Discord thing and get him up to speed on that, I definitely do want to talk to him pre-race next week.
For sure. And, another congratulations to Jonas Force, ARCA driver, real life ARCA driver, that is, finishing P4 in his debut Cup start as well. Steven Sear with a great finish in 6th as well. On Emily Fagrell, she was hanging out in our chat with Linus and I all night. What a very pleasant person to talk to. And she was hanging out in Penske chat because over there at RCR, they're just not so chatty and very team oriented so much. So she came over to hang out with Penske and wanted to see what a real team was like. So kind of a little
career night for her as well, up 26.
Yeah, just absolutely fantastic for her. She stayed out of trouble all race as well. Just had a little crinkle on the fender there, and that was about it. So fenders and bang quite a few times around the track, kind of like old school racing. Nothing was personal though. So I hope we can move on from that. But other than that, I mean, I appreciate you guys as usual. Thanks for.
Let's talk about the other elephant in the room too.
Oh, okay.
One of the best finishes we've seen in a long time out of the 25, Hermie Sadler finished in the top 10. That unfortunately, I mean, he might just well put a bullseye on that car that says "Aim here, stupid." because that man has been caught up in everyone else's dumpster fires every time he's shown up. So for him to finish in the top 10, it's got to be at least a little bit of a moral victory, if nothing else, because, I mean, he led a few laps, had a great run going, and then just unfortunately all hell broke loose around him, and he had absolutely nowhere to go, but great recovery drive.
Yeah, I talked to Hermie a little bit during the race, and I told him I apologize for some of these cautions that are happening, and he was really laid back and kind of relaxing today, and didn't mind the cautions as much, and just kind of hung in there. And he was lucky enough to dodge some of the melees out there, like you said. So, yeah, congratulations to P8 to Hermie. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight.
Congratulations to his daughter's softball team for winning yesterday.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. So yeah, congratulations on that. And I got a chance to meet one of his daughters and him as well a couple months ago on the way down to Daytona. Just a wonderful family and good people there, the Sadlers. So the whole town of Emporia, Virginia, just absolutely love the Sadlers. And I mean, I think they're just pretty much friends with everybody in the town. I mean, so.
Well, it's a small town, so that's probably fact.
Right. But what do we say? Go through the finishing order?
Sounds like a game plan.
Awesome.
Jason, do you have that pulled up?
Yep, got it up now. So we had Chris. It's been a while since I've spoke. Chris Worrell. There you go. Got it right. For some reason, it's always his name I trip over. He finished in first. A second place finish for Brian Treadwell. Great result for him. Chad Waller in third. Jonas Fors in fourth. Ian Humphreys in fifth. Stephen Sear in sixth. Emily Fagrell seventh. Hermie Sadler in eighth. Jake Banner in ninth. And Charles Rose 10th.
Joey Maines rounding out, or coming home in 11th. Rhea Ferris 12th. 13th going to J.B. Banner. 14th, Derek Cook. 15th to Jeff Wimmer. Mike Iskandar, good recovery drive for him, coming home in 16th. Brian Chu, 17th. 18th going to Clarence Prince. 19th going to Robert Rowe. Marcus Hagman in 20th. 21st going to Bob Wyckoff. Linus Brostrom in 22nd, a night he just as soon forget. Eugene Thorne, 23rd. 24th going to Lindsay Lyles after a couple of throughput issues. So good recovery drive for her. John Hopley rounding out your top 25.
P26 will bring it home. Jason Ricketts. Isaac Wilson finishing 27th tonight after a couple of melee happens out there. Tristan Rivers bringing home 28th. Colin Zeimer 29th. And Harrison Chandler 30th. Emily Urias brings it home after a series of unfortunate events. 31st, Jalen Battle 32nd. Gavin Marlin, a day he would like to forget. He's even expressed in Discord. 33rd tonight. Joey Berge 34th. Damian Mulvey finishing 35th. Johnny Castle 36th. Austin Cook 37th. Justin Barkley 38th. Skylar Carnes with not a night at all that he was wanting 39th. And Zach Taylor rounding out your top 40 here tonight at Kansas. It's been a pleasure having you guys again as usual. And next week we're going to start at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Coke 600, not a sponsor. And be prepared for 600 miles, 400 laps at Charlotte Oval.
I'm going to need to get with Chris to have him send me some of his sponsor for our Friday night Super Speedway Series League that we cover, Little Balls Guarana energy drink. I'm going to have him send me a couple of cases of that to get through that broadcast.
That and a couple of porta potties.
No, I'm just going to wear my kilt and have a portable urinal sitting next to my desk.
But no, it's a fun race if you can actually survive it. I remember the last time we ran it, it was during my grandfather's funeral.
Yes.
And it was too emotional for me to really race it. So I did the best I could and just somewhat parked it. I had too much going on, but I'm hoping to have a better, race this time. And but it's fun, and I'm hoping to have a better setup for us too, because that last setup we had, I don't want to mention the setup company, but that was just absolute utter trash. So we've got to show up with a much better setup. Yeah.
Well, Ria, we've got some good news for you as new sponsor of the Sim Racing Media and Esports Broadcasting Network, Jones Setups.
Okay.
So if you want to reach out to them and see what they've got for the Gen 6 car for Charlotte, and if you folks out there are looking for a good setup shop for yourself, head on over to Jones. They've got setups for just about everything out there that they make in-house. It's been proven that they make them in-house, and there's some pretty racy setups, I should say. So that's going to about do it for us tonight. Jason, your final thoughts before we head out of here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, overall it was a great race. We saw some great action and some very worthy podium sitters. And yeah, overall, just looking forward to the next one. I'll be missing the start of it, but that's no worries. I'll join in after my Formula broadcast, and I'm sure I'll get up to speed.
Absolutely. But that is going to about do it for us here tonight from the very picturesque Kansas Speedway. For Miss Ria Ferris, for Mr. Jason Sawford, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.